Hello and welcome to Child Crest, where we talk on various health issues affecting the child and family at large. My name is Onye Ede. Today, on our mental health series for the adults, we'll be discussing on the mental health condition known as insomnia. You get to meet my guest after the break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to Child Crest. It's all about the child.
How prevalent is mental health in our society?
When children complain about certain things, quiz, take proper action.
Can a child be affected with mental health issues?
A child that is always very active may come back from school and will stay in his or her room, not wanting to communicate with anybody.
Depression and other related issues to mental health is no respect of age, status, tribe, or race. Season 3 of Child Crest presents seasoned psychiatrists and psychologists to debunk the myths and misconceptions on issues related to the mental well-being of the child and the family at large. For sponsorship and participation, call 080-230-69388 or 080-355-49317. Like us on our Facebook page and drop a comment on the number on the screen or email us at info@imsmedia.com.ng.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, the program is still Child Crest. And with me in the studio is Mr. John Olusegun, a clinical psychologist with the Federal Neuropsychiatry Hospital, Yaba. Mr. John, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Thank you very much, sir. Insomnia. Can you shed more light into that?
It's a tongue-twisting thing, insomnia. And
is it insomnia or insonia or?
It's insomnia, whichever way you call it. Okay. What it means is problem with sleep. And this kind of problem with sleep, we are talking about issues initiating sleep and maintaining sleep. That is when people find it difficult to fall asleep as at when due. You don't expect somebody to fall asleep on the way while driving ahead, but when you're supposed to sleep, there's difficulty in sleeping. And also, maybe you sleep 1 hour, you wake up 1 hour, you sleep 1 hour, you are waking up and in the middle of sleep. And perhaps you wake up very early and you find it difficult to go back to bed. So these are pointers to insomnia as a condition.
Thank you. During the course of our research, we came up with sleep deprivation. What's the relationship between sleep deprivation and insomnia?
Okay. You know? Thank you so much. You see, sleep deprivation, as the word implies, means that when you deny yourself of sleep. And yes, we see that in our environment. It may be because you want to write one exam, then you must carry the night, like the student will say. Then maybe you did not prepare well. You just want to make sure that you over-prepare for that, and so you deny yourself of sleep. You know, researchers made us to understand that when the adequate number of hours of sleep, permit me to say that it's expected that children should sleep between about 66% of their time, while adult is expected about 33%. But the basic thing we are talking about is that children should sleep more, and adults also should sleep an acceptable hours over time. In the course of this, I will try to explain what number of hours is acceptable and the reason why. But I want to tell us that sleep deprivation in itself, you denying yourself of sleep, irrespective of anything, will not make you better. Instead, it will reduce your functioning. Because when it's constant over time, then you discover that your body become a bit used to not sleeping at all. You know, because of some electronic and social media that we have around us, some people will stay on chatting till 11, 12, 1. Sometimes they will just say that the sleep does not even come at all, even when there's nobody to even chat with. Some are used to watching movie late in the night. And it started from maybe they want to watch a series, then later they discovered that it's not easy for them to even fall asleep, even when they want to fall asleep. However, when this thing becomes persistent and it becomes distressing, that is, you are unable to function well in your daily activities, there are so many things affected, then that problem is now becoming insomnia.
So we can say that sleep deprivation isn't insomnia, but at some level, if consistent, can actually get to the point of insomnia.
Yes, it's not insomnia.
You know why I'm so particular about establishing the difference is that when you go through most of these psychological and mental health issues, you find that they are closely related. So a proper distinction between them, I think, will do our viewers more good. What are those things that cause insomnia?
If I may take us back a bit,
okay.
I want to re-emphasize the fact that sleep problem is one of the common denominator in mental health issues.
Okay.
Because this person presents with this case, this person presents with another case. In the middle of all the cases, you see sleep problem as many of the complaints presented. It's not sleeping well. It's not. And naturally, when you refuse to sleep well enough, your body starts behaving somehow, becoming restless. You cannot really concentrate. Focus become a problem. So obviously, things that you are going to do during the day and every other thing become affected.
I'm sorry, I will just have to cut you there. This is really getting interesting. Let's go on this break, and when we come back, we'll still be talking to Mr. John Olusegun.
Insomnia. To be somnic is to sleep. So if you are insomnia, it means you are not sleeping well, or you're not sleeping at all. There are conditions that cause you to be insomnia. It is the cause of your lack of sleep that we deal with. When a child could be insomnia if there is no sleep timetable for them, like children play with computer till late at night, preoccupied with things that they shouldn't preoccupy with them. They're going to do to bed. There's no proper sleep training in them. An adult, an adolescent, lead to drugs. Insomnia is common in old age too. But I should tell you that a tendency to become insomnia has to do sometimes with the age at one is and what preoccupies him. You understand? There are drugs that we use to make people sleep, like all these over-the-counter drugs, Librium, Medium, Lexotan, all those things. But they should be prescribed only with the help of a doctor. So insomnia is just like a symptom, like other ones that we have treated. And the way it presents is age-specific.
Ames Media Company Limited offers media services for developmental journalism, public relations, marketing, event coordination pan-Nigeria, and training. Top-notch media content comprising documentaries, talk shows, magazine and children's shows, each and all promoting family values for sustainable development. Our partners, collaborators and patrons span individuals, groups, corporate bodies, government, NGOs, UN bodies, and more. Be reassured that our studio facility will meet your yearnings of digital solutions to your broadcast content. We are peopled by board members with unblemished track records and major players in the corporate world.
Hello, it's Child Crest.
Power, panache, passion, and professionalism make her the lead driver of our goal-focused team. Entrust your brands to Ames Media Company Limited to add value to your corporate existence while meeting your target audience. www.amesmedia.com.ng, info@amesmedia.com.ng. Like us on our Facebook page, Ames Media Company Limited. Ames Media. Turning your dreams into reality.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, the program is still Child Crest. And with me is Mr. Olusegun John, a clinical psychologist with the Federal Neuropsychiatry Hospital, Yaba. Is there a particular hours that people are meant to sleep?
So many people will tell you that the real purpose of sleep is still being researched on every time. But we see it as a very important activity that human body needs. It is expected that the body completes some stages of sleep. Among these stages of sleep is the REM sleep, that is the rapid eye movement. That is when you think that you are dreaming or things like that. We have the stage 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, not to bore you with all these verbals, the essence of this is to understand that each cycle is completed in 90 minutes. Now, it's expected that you have at least 6, 7, 6 or 7 REM sleep.
Okay.
Now, when you now calculate the number of hours that you need to complete 7 cycle, we have 90 minutes already. You multiply it by 7, so you are looking between 7 hours or more for an adult. And you just look back and say that who will meet that criteria, particularly in Lagos, where you will leave your house 4 o'clock in the morning. Then by the time you are coming back, you meet traffic, you meet this one, you want to catch up with this, you enter house again around 10 or 11 o'clock. It's by force that you will eat. Even many of the time you eat gala and whatever, and that is the meal for the night. And you start looking at it, how many of us are meeting up with this quality in sleep? Do you understand what I'm saying? So, in terms of the hours required for sleep, many of us are short for. However, this is the reason why in many cases people would prefer to have siesta during the day, which many occupations may not really afford people the luxury. But people should find time to try and complete these hours of sleep. For children, it's expected that they sleep longer hours, because this is the time that that they are forming, their cognitive ability is developing, their brain is forming, they are associating with the world. And if they don't have enough quality of sleep, there's chances that their cognitive development may not, I emphasize it, may not be adequately formed. Because you wake up this person, let us do this, let us do this, let us do this. This is the time the body is trying to restore so many things in these children. And by the time we deprive them of that sleep, that is deprivation, we are the one doing that for them now. And we will now wake them up and do this thing. The body will not reset. They go to class, they might not comprehend enough of what they are having.
So are you saying enough sleep is required for?
Yes, it's required for brain, is required for cognitive. When you say cognitive, that is mental processes. Now, you see that I was looking through a research some time ago, and I realized that when you deprive yourself of sleep for a long time, you see that your blood level becomes 0.08 alcohol blood level. That is, you will now not be too different from somebody that is intoxicated with alcohol. That is when you see yourself, you are reading, then you are putting your head on the book. You are reading, you are putting your head on the book. You are driving, you will be off the lane, then you come back. Because at that moment, you are not too different from somebody that is drunk. And that is really telling you that sleep is important for full functioning of the body, good number of sleep and quality of sleep.
On a lighter note, I remember in one of our, discussions on this topic, he told me about a young man who is an Okada driver. Can you just, tell, just for the humor of my audience, can you share that experience with us?
You see, like I said, sleep is something that is common. Even when they present at our facility, sleep is what is the first problem. In that Okada man, he was in the bedroom and he poured water on his head. And he ran out and said, water is not touching his body. Water is not touching his head, but it's touching everywhere in his body. And people were like, what is happening? But when they now look at this guy is having helmet on his head. And he's pouring water on the helmet. And this is a function of a long-distance sleepless night by the time we started the evaluation. And it's to tell you that memory, concentration, a lot of cognitive abilities may be impaired if sleep is not, quality of sleep is not given.
Like I would always refer to the family, in the family where the parent or the guardian is going through such a phase, probably not because there is no time, enough time to sleep. Like I would always refer this to the family, in the case where a parent or a guardian is finding it difficult to sleep, not because there is no adequate or enough time to sleep, or the opportunity to sleep, or because of some distressing moments and all of that. How does this affect the children?
You said something about the causes of insomnia in people. There are several causes, and they are clustered under biological, psychological, environmental, and when you are trying to manage this condition, you look into all these things. The biological might be, we are all wired in a way, and we get our makeup from our familiar people. That is your parent, from your dad or from your mother's side. And however, irrespective of what is going on with us, that component that we take from these people still remain in us, and to a larger extent determine what happens to us. So we cannot rule that one out. If people from the family have history of that, it might be a factor in causing insomnia to people. Also, when we look at psychological makeup, loss most of the time. I was seeing somebody sometimes recently, and this person has bereavement issues. Lost the mother, and started thinking about so many things, and find it difficult to fall asleep. By chance, if she fall asleep, then she wake up maybe 30 minutes, and we just be there. She became hyperactive, and things like that. So we have to see her. So we discovered that when people have losses, and that is what we call secondary insomnia. That is, insomnia is as a result of some conditions. It could be a physical health issue, it could be a mental health issue, it could be a drug. Sometimes you use some drug and some of their side effects is to make you alert and awake. So those are secondary causes. You understand what I'm trying to say? Most of the time, primary causes are primary insomnias are those insomnia that occur out of any valid reason. You just find it difficult to sleep. So, and many of these are not presented. People will just say, okay, maybe it's just because of something. And it is when it becomes much of a problem that they are presented at our centers. So back to what I'm saying as causes. When people have losses, maybe of job, of loved ones, of things like that, they might, out of the worry, out of the, sometimes sleep is a function of a settled mind. If your mind is not settled, you discover that you find it difficult to sleep, and you worry about this and this and this. So when people present with loss of loved one, loss of something important to them, it can lead to insomnia. So by and large, so many factors that can affect the insomnia as a condition. So by that means, your treatment will follow suit with what causes insomnia. So like I said, it's a mental health issue, even though many people will say it's a neurological problem, it's a brain problem, it's somewhere in the brain that is making it not to sleep. But we have observed in cases that we address that many of this sleeplessness or poverty in sleep as in quantity and in quality. Because there's chances that some people will sleep plenty hours and they wake up and still be tired. Yes, but the quality of sleep also matters. That is how sane is the mind of this person.
So the emphasis is on the quality.
Yes, on the
and
quality.
basically not on the quantity.
Well, the quantity also is advised, but most importantly, let the long hours you are sleeping have quality. And by the time you are now making what they call it, the intervention that you are going to do, it will not be based on let this person sleep long hours. We have seen people that maybe because they say that they are not sleeping, they will walk into any of the pharmaceutical stores and buy sleeping tablet. Maybe it's for me to close my eyes for 5 hours. I will buy it now. And sleeping tablet will make you close your eyes for maybe 10 hours. And you still wake up and you still see that you are heavy, like you're just finished carrying one concrete or something like that, because the quality of sleep is not assured. So solving sleep problem is not solely by medications. Of course, it's important, but like I said, a myriad of mental health professionals have to look into it. What is causing it? What is maintaining it? Why is it there? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
So before we can now say, okay, this is what you do, there are some people that is because they are watching TV for all their night. TV is inside your seat, is your pillow, is everywhere, it's even in your room. So even when you don't want to watch it, you put it on and you just, this program caught my attention, I have to watch and things like that. So many of them just go on and develop this sleep problem over time.
Thank you so much. To call it a wrap, I think you've still not addressed, the effect of parents who are suffering from insomnia, on the child, which is key for us here since it's a child program.
Thank you so much. It's a very big oversight on my head.
Yes.
You see, what goes around comes around, and that is the implication in sleep problem. When a parent have issue to sleep well, so many things is affected. So many things is affected. You send your son or child to school, and you forgot to put the lunch box inside the bag. The child will get there, or they are having PTA meeting, and mommy, I'm having PTA meeting, and remember I said that when you fail to have quality of sleep, what happens? So many cognitive functions are affected. Memory, focus, so many things. You forget, and the child will, and from there you are making the child, giving the child evidence to start having some kind of psychological problems. So aside from the physical thing, which might result into some big consequences in the house, you are creating more psychological harm to the children.
Thank you so much, Mr. Olusegun John. This has really been very, very enlightening, and it is my pleasure to have you here. Hopefully, we'll have you some other time in the studio. Hope you will give us that listening here.
Of course, anytime.
Thank you so much, sir. Indeed, it has really been a wonderful episode today on Child Crest. Join us next week for yet another interesting one. My name is Onyinye Ede. Bye-bye for now.